Hello, everyone, and welcome to Without Judgment, the podcast where we dive into coaching for people who are ready to unlock their potential, regain their passion for work, and live a life that aligns with your dreams. I'm Virginie Fite-Georgel, your host, and I'm a life coach who believes that your career should be more than just a paycheck. So let's go! Hello, everyone, and happy Dia de los Muertos! This is Virginie at Without Judgment Coaching, and today I want to talk to you about fear, how it can stop you, and how you can overcome it. So let's dive in. A couple of months ago, I was at the Life Coach School event, Mastermind, and the theme this year was feeling harder. And I found it really interesting because as human beings, we often get stuck because we are resisting our feelings or avoiding them. And today with fear, it's no exception because it's kind of those negative feelings or quote unquote bad feelings. We often resist feeling it. And that's not usually getting us anywhere. So the fear that we experience very often is not rational. As human beings, often with fear, our response is to go into fight or flight mode. But as we evolved and as society evolved, very rarely are we in imminent danger, like a wolf or a bear is going to attack us. But still, our human brain perceives whatever situation we are in as the same. So even if it's not a rational fear, our thinking is making it the same. And so we often freeze and stay stuck because our brain skips the hypothalamus and goes directly to the amygdala, to our reptilian brain, our primitive brain. That's the response that we get when we feel fear. And what I would like to talk about today is that if you stop and pause for a moment, maybe you can distinguish that you're actually not in imminent danger. And if you're not, then you can make the distinction in between, am I just in an uncomfortable situation, in my discomfort zone, or am I really in my panic zone? Am I stretching this? Is this really too hard? Is this too much of a stretch for me? And when you know the difference between that, just asking yourself the question, it's going to be really helpful because then you can go and do this little self-coaching exercise. The first step would be asking, what is making me so afraid? What am I afraid of? When you know what is, making you so scared, then you can ask yourself, when I'm feeling this way, when I'm feeling afraid of, public speaking, for example, what does that prevent me from doing? Is this keeping you stuck, or is this preventing you from other opportunities that you would like to access? And then that might be your motivation, your why you want to stretch yourself and why you want to do it anyway. And that's step 3. So first, identify what you're afraid of. Second, what does it prevent you from doing? And 3, do it anyway. Now that you've taken the time to think about what is keeping you stuck and why you would like to overcome that fear, then decide. So you can think of kind of a visualization, like an athlete would go and prepare for a race, and you can visualize how you might feel when the situation comes up. So let's say it's public speaking. You can compare it to something that you've overcome and where you might be afraid of. Let's say you might have gone and dive into a pool. And you may think that the water is really cold, but that's something that you've done in the past. And the difference between you staying on the edge of the pool and dipping a toe and you, when you go in and dive right at once, is just the thoughts in your brain. The way you envision the situation, the way you think about it, is going to make the entire difference. And it's up to you. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just when you do realize that the fear is keeping you stuck and you want to move on, then you decide to overcome that. And you just have to repeat that model. You can make an entire list of all the things that you're afraid of and take them one by one. Often when we're afraid, we try to avoid it by overdoing something else, like overeating, over binging on something. It might be TV, it might be learning, it might be smoking, it might be usually something that is not getting you the results that you want. And so I want you to just keep that in mind when you feel afraid. And remember that, like any other feeling, it will pass. Usually 90 seconds, you can feel your heart rate raise. You can maybe feel a little bit warmer, maybe have some tension in your muscles. But that's it. And when you realize that and you can remind yourself of that the next time that you get afraid, then do this little exercise. 5 minutes. That's all it takes. And you will feel so proud after you've overcome your fear. It will change your life. All right, that's all I have for you today. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I will see you next month. Bye. If you found this interesting today and would like to dive deeper, I invite you to book a free 30-minute mini session with me on the website at without-judgment-coaching.com. Again, that's without-judgment-coaching.com. I can't wait to meet you. Talk to you next month. Bye.